I'll try to make this tape on my iPhone since it didn't work out on my desktop. The question I propose to raise is who in Pittsburgh maneuvered the situation between the Israelis of Gail Burston and the people who gave me the nerve agent, tortured me and wrote the letters. And made me the hero by the way I framed myself by playing into it to try to get the evidence. You see, when I hitchhiked from Pittsburgh to St. Louis to hear Robert Fripp play, which was grossly unwise, I came home and the first person I saw was Toba Levinson, who owned the Bookworm. Another store like that was owned by John Schulman, another one of their Confederates and a functionary of Paul McCartney. And John Schulman and Toba Levinson were in the Jewish community. Toba employed Gail, the woman who introduced me to Gail Burston, Sharon Samuels, whose mother is a judge in Allegheny County, or was for a while, I believe. And across the street was Heads Together, which Toba ended up buying. See, long plan was to create the sexual revolution as a Venus flytrap. So you start with the Heads Together, and then you bump them all off and take over. And that was what Toba did. And when I saw that kidnapping film, she was there, and she looked at me, oh, Jimmy. So, yeah, like Nicky DeBarno was the attorney for the Neva Corporation. He's part of the Pamela's restaurant crowd. DeBarno and Rick DeCesar was the one who was producing Touch with David Bowie and so forth. So you have, very powerful forces forcing liberals to cut corners to protect their own standard of living, and then saying, you're such sublime objects of veneration. I mean, like, the fascists play a game of masturbatory satisfaction that they called cowhoofs. How do you get someone like Will Zoe, German Green Party murderer, who openly extols Goebbels, being supported and protected by the Clubhouse movement's NAACP? Well, you say he's protecting a Jewish girl, you see. And he was the one who came up with cowhooves therapy. The cow dog had to bite the cowhoof so he turned on somebody. So what they do is they offer up a white to the NAACP, and blacks get this masturbatory satisfy of torturing a white, which they did. They tortured me. And you have sublime, like the brainiacs are all white people. The administrators who pull this for the Hollywood squawking box are the people who finance Spike Oldby. Like, it's Isaac's sublime object of veneration, They knew to angle it seriously Kennedy, even though I didn't know who she was because of the way that they think. Now, Servey had, who gave me the nerve agent up by Capote's in that deep pit he lived in, was neighbor to the Flanagan thing that's up there near his house. Anna Marie Flanagan was a friend of Leslie Katz at the governor's school, I believe. So, like when I was little, I had hunched shoulders. And I often wondered why people didn't tell me to make myself strong, like I didn't have to or something. And some loud got in my face that the man on Marlboro didn't like it. The man on Marlboro thought I was a slouch-shouldered. So when I was 8 or 9, 7 or 8. I was living there, so I must have been 6 years old. So the forfeiture of dignity that comes with this Powerball movement is pretty scary, you know. And they try to make it look like if, well, Dave said many times, if I take so much as a penny more than a hobo on Hospice Road, that they will poison me. And they poisoned me in the mouth when they released COVID. So it's not, I mean, they didn't make any secret of releasing AIDS. But they hid the whole thing behind a wall of sound about John Lennon. John Lennon actually pulled a Houdini. That's all the evidence. That's why they got a free ride, was because everybody believed he really died. But it was his gig. Like 11/22 was when they killed JFK, and 4/4 was when they killed King, 11/22/44. Like what they were doing was playing double fantasy trick of the tails through the whole thing. I mean, they had a revolving door between reality and fantasy. And the think tank goes all the way back to the Cubist movements in the 1916s. People like Blas Sanders and Luigi Freddy. You have to know the Hollywood Axis crowd to understand, but Reagan's cinema played a revolving door between dramatizing the murder of Kennedy, setting it up, and murdering him. And of course, they pulled these very, very complex Pentagon Disney things of making it look like Reagan had been shot, but having me there with his attorneys so they could laugh, you know. And the attorneys handed me a brochure that says there's no such thing as objective reality, only what the jury believes.